All right, ladies and gents, welcome to a 1v1 game, and I'm just going to preface this with I don't exactly know what to expect from this game. This is going to be a little bit of a surprise, okay? It's a 1v1 arena game, and I've been told by my trusted allies in life that this is one that needs to hit the YouTube channel. So we have John Slow. John Slow is playing as the Spanish. And then we have, I believe, Monos over here in the red. Chat will correct me if I'm wrong. Some people probably don't know. And if you don't know Monos, it's understandable. He's a player who's around 2K. I actually haven't seen him for around a year, but he's been around the community for many, many, many years. He actually was very good in Arena back in the day. And he has a little bit of an ego. and also just likes to talk, likes to trash talk, and so does John Slow. The problem is John Slow has no APM, so he can only do like 5 actions a minute, so he can't always type as much as someone else. But we have Monos say top 5 arena players 14. I don't know what he means by that. I think he might be complimenting John Slow here, but Spanish versus Vikings, I think an even Civ matchup, truthfully. So I think I would slightly prefer Spanish on arena. Vikings are very hard to stop if they go for fast imp arbalest and rams and such. So I think John Slow is more of like a YOLO player. Ethan says, I wish we had more trash talk in pro games. People are too quiet. Ooh, let's talk about that at the start of the game because it's arena, right? Do you guys think that people are too PC all the time? Too politically correct, that's what that means. Not that I'm going to change and start being like, bleep, freaking bleep, bleep, bleep. Not that I'm going to change that. I am who I am. I occasionally get salty in a game or two, but nothing too crazy. I had someone talk to me about this recently. It was Riley Knight, who you might know from the Red Bull Wololo cast. And he was like, the thing about Age of Empires is you guys really like, everyone just like says the same stuff and everyone's super nice and respectful of each other. And it gets boring sometimes. He's like, I wish there was more people. He used MBL as an example. He was like, I wish there were more people who were just a little rough around the edges, you know? And I can kind of get that. I think, I just don't want to see anything be too extreme. But there's nothing quite like a match when you know the players don't like each other or you know there's a history. So I'm not sure where I fall on that exactly. You can still be respectful without being too PC. Yeah, that's true. I feel like there should be more trash talking. Do you know what it is, though, guys? I have a theory on why some of the people who used to talk more don't anymore. So, do you guys know Draken? So, Draken is an arena player as well. Go figure. And he told me that back in the day, like, he would say stuff that was interesting or he thought was, like, funny trash talk. And then he'd show up to a stream and read a comment and people would be like, this guy's a jerk. And so I guess a way to make sure that people don't, like, get a sour opinion of you or assume things incorrectly is to just not do that. But I hope we see more of it. And I think we're going to see more of it this game. We shall see. So Spanish villagers build faster. That's a nice little bonus that especially helps with castle drops or if you want to go 3 TC boom. Their conquistadors are really strong. And Conquistador Mangonel is definitely one of those builds that is terrifying to play against. Probably the hardest thing to stop, truthfully, unless you have 15 monks with redemption. Vikings aren't going to go for monks, but Vikings have free wheelbarrow and free handcart. So since you're going to speed up through feudal age and through castle age, you're going to have a much better eco than Spanish. And the reason that John Slow likes arena, what makes him good on arena, and I think it should be inspiring for all the people out there that aren't 2K or 1900, whatever he is now. He is the slowest player in the top 1,000. I would put money on that. He is so incredibly, unbelievably slow as a player. Like, the name is accurate. If you haven't seen him play yet, I might even have a clip edited in here for the cast. It's just like, how is he 2K? But it's because of his strategy that he excels. And he's played the game for a long time. So, you know, he understands the game. And so, we'll see. We will see. Maybe it's deceiving as well. Maybe he's still working with those old Windows 95 settings. But we've got Castle Age coming in now for Monos, who I will call him. I guess we could go for Verulo. I don't know. I remember playing Monos like a year ago. I haven't seen this guy around. It's news to me that he's even back at this point. But I think Masters of Arena 3, maybe? Masters of Arena 3? He did fairly well. I know he was known for having massive PC lag back in 2016. I hope that's probably a pretty bad thing to be remembered for. But, you know, it was a different time. I played against him since and haven't had that issue. Ooh, you want me to check the APM? Well, I will after the scout fight. And this is really smart thinking from John Slow. So the scouts were fighting, and John Slow's like, he might be in feudal age faster than me. And then he'll get more attack and more speed. So he's just going to hide behind the gate. He's like, hey, what up, buddy? What up? How you doing? He's like, come on, I'm not going to hurt you. I'm going to be kind. Okay, let's look at his APM. Granted, it's Dark Age, right? There's not much to do. Whoa, the military APM. Holy crap, what a scout beast. This is why these stats are a little tricky. But I guess if you look overall, you can see the current APM and... Oh, yeah, massive difference. Current effective actions per minute. And then also the peak. So there's definitely a difference between them. But we'll see when the game gets a little crazier, maybe. But the reason John Slow can excel in Arena is because he puts majority of his APM into his military and his micro. Like his macro is... I mean, I play this guy a lot. And his macro is just not as good as mine, right? He's not able to multitask. But he has a really good idea of where to pressure and how to pressure. And he is a great understanding on unit comps as well. So... Jesko says stormy and rainy in Western Germany. Really? Okay. Not too stormy and rainy here. But I'm so excited, guys, about this Games of the Week thing. I can't wait to get feedback from YouTube, but I feel like it's going to be a nice little evening to look forward to for people who want to watch this stream, and then it's just going to feed content to YouTube with games I have not seen. And John Slow is like mid-30s. I think he's 35. I don't have... Maybe he's a little younger than that. I don't have his exact age, but I certainly there's going to be some viewers out there who are rooting for him for that reason. And I can already tell you what's going to happen here, I think. So, there's a blacksmith market for monos, which indicates he won't go for military, because otherwise he'd have a barracks already. So he's going to spend his wood maybe on a monastery, because he's got 4 on gold. But there's also a chance he goes super greedy boom, and he buys 100 stone, and then goes for 4 TC boom. I think that'd be too risky. I think that'd be over the top. But let's just keep an eye on that. Because sending 4 on gold indicates you're going to use the gold. And I don't think you'd need 4 on gold to make a monk out of 1 monastery. Granted, oh, these guys are only 2k. You know, maybe I'm sounding too judgmental here. But, okay, he's going to go TCs. That's fine. I think he's going to end up buying food. Oh, he bought wood. Okay. That's actually not a bad thing with these builds. Use the market. Help your eco. Very common for Arena. And now, what does John Slow see? He just sent a bunch more villagers to berries. I bet you they leave here. I bet you they leave. No, they're not leaving? Okay, I thought maybe he was going to go for a forward castle. Maybe that's too risky for him. Oh, that would be so interesting, though. Oh my god! Is he going to siege tower? Is he going to siege tower, people? Scorpion. Oh my god. Why are you making a scorpion, bro? Tell me you misclicked that. What? Why would you possibly make a scorpion? That has to be a misclick. I don't think he knew. Well, maybe he thinks there's going to be archers? But you can't bring the scorpion with you. So I'm a little confused. And now the villagers are just running out across the map anyways. You left your ride at home, John Slow. You can't leave without your car. Okay, here he goes. Now, Monos has an opportunity to see this, and Monos loses the scout, and now has some decisions to make. This is why Arena is so fun, man. Arena is one of the best maps to cast. I don't necessarily like to play it, because at the higher levels, everyone just goes freaking scouts. But I'd say, like, 1700 to 2k Arena is where it's at for entertainment, because they're good players. As he starts to build... What is this? Oh my god, he starts to build the castle, which could fake Monos out. Monos might just assume that's continuing to be built. This is brilliant. This is honestly brilliant. It's not being continued, though it may look like it from Mono's point of view. And then he deletes it, gets 640 some stone back, walks in with the Vills, and is going to drop a castle. And, and Monos is freaking out. And he's like, I have to stop this. And here he comes with villagers. Now, if he stops this, it's game over. All these villagers would die. And then, of course, you know, the eco would be better for Monos. So he's fighting with his Vills. The castle is at 60%. More villagers coming over. I mean, if he's able to click every single villager from John Slow, then this could be denied. It's at 80%. He's not clicking every Vill, though, because he can't, because the house foundation is blocking the Vills. And Monos is continuing to freak out as he's actually killed a lot of villagers. And he says, whatever that is, and then he says GG. And now he's going to go double siege workshop? What? If he can afford rams, what happens here? Wait. If he can afford rams, what happens? He's making a ram from either siege workshop. What is this? 40 Vills for Monos. Obviously, Monos is going to lose some here. There's no doubt that Monos will end up losing some. The villagers probably should hop into the TC. They need to get out of here. But maybe these guys have just accepted they're not going to. John Slow can't use siege against the Rams. But I guess can use the villagers. So that's something. But the villagers can't get too close because the town center can shoot them. Oh my god. And what if he can repair the ram with a Vill? There is another ram coming out of this workshop. John Slow's panicking. What is this game? This might be the actual best game of 2021. What is this game? When this was sent to me, someone said, you know, that this is along the same lines of the best game of 2021. And don't tell me John Slow's going to lose the castle. Don't tell me John Slow's going to lose the castle. John Slow loses the castle. And Monos had already called GG. There's still conquistadors here, though, you have to worry about. And I guess John Slow, let's look at his eco. Oh, it's very peaceful back here. Oh, that's cute. Anyways, back to the death and destruction. I guess John Slow's still got a fighting chance here, but what in the world? I just assumed that if the castle went up, it was over, but double siege workshop into Rams was sick there. And now John Slow's going to kill a bunch of Vills because there's no way to stop the conks. The panic is still real. You've got a Mangonel here. Whew. Let's take a deep breath for a second. Look at the idle time. The idle time is off the charts for Monos. So here's the overall KD for you. Monos has to be careful with his own siege because conquistadors are able to one-shot that. So your siege is pretty much out here to take out John Slow's siege. If you take out John Slow's siege, you're in a good spot. I expect another castle from John Slow because he's on stone at home still. And he's also stone forward. And the Rams can't really do anything right now. As we're going to have one skirmisher. He doesn't have the food to make more. Okay, excuse me. He's got 2 skirms. No upgrades. So that's just going to do very little. Good shot there from Monos. But as you can see, he loses his one Mangonel. And is able to keep the other one alive. Impressively. Can we also point out how John Slow's scout is just randomly attacking the wall? Can you imagine being in Monos' position right now? Just so many attack noises going off. Oh, jeez. 31 Vills versus 37, but a really good forward position for John Slow, so it's okay to have fewer villagers. Always okay to have fewer villagers as long as you have the position. If you're behind, then that's where it hurts. Okay, good shot there from Monos. John Slow is, I think, taking out his own siege here. Oh my... Actual facepalm. Okay, he took out his own Scorpion, which I knew was a waste anyways, and the Mangonel. Not his finest hour. We don't have fletching just yet for Monos, who seems to be stressed, but he is getting ballistics. Can't say I've ever seen ballistics before fletching before. And now we're going to see a castle here from John Slow. Round 2. And will this one be denied? Okay, castle's on the way. There's the starting scout. He's been healed up, though. So the scout's a beast. The starting scout's a beast. And I don't think Manos can stop this. Yeah, he cannot stop this because the mangonel numbers are too strong right now for John Slow. And this is the this is the composition I talked about at the start. Going to take out the next one as well after losing a Vil. And this castle denies the main goal that denies the stone. And now you've got the castle shooting the TC. And you've got the mangonel hitting this TC. John Slow should win this game. I feel like there's no way John Slow loses this game now. I could be wrong. But the thing about Arena is there's no way to counterattack the opponent's eco because they have stone walls. And so when there's a forward castle up, you're just kind of, you know, you just cry, basically. There's someone here on the stream said this is why I could never play an online game. I'd be too stressed. Oh, it's extremely stressful. And sometimes the stress brings out the salt in people. As we see. Wait a second. Is he going to counterattack with the Rams? He's going to counterattack with the Rams, isn't he? Oh my goodness. So as his own base is dying, he's going to try and counterattack with Rams. I think John Slow doesn't see that. John Slow just assumes there's no way Rams can take out the castle because he's got Vils and he's got siege around. He's fixated on this part of the screen right now. Ram is a very good addition here. Mono's behind with his own mangonels. The Rams are just, I guess it's going to take a while for them to get there. So they're on the way. The units will catch up with the Rams later, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, this whole time it's been 3 TCs versus 1 TC. But Monos only has 8 more Vils, and he's about to be on 1 TC again. However, with proper Mangonel Micro and Skirm Micro, he can push back everything John Slow has. Until the next castle goes up. Choo-choo! Here go the Rams, people. Here go the Rams. To the people who have said something out loud while they're amongst family members watching this with headphones, or family members who are not paying attention right now, to the people who've been, like, embarrassing themselves by laughing at their phones, I just salute you right now, because this is insane. He does have Bodkin finally. That's exciting. And here come the Vils, and they're going to make another TC. Meanwhile, the Rams are on the way with no support. I don't know if you can consider that a counterattack, but John Slow with fail Mangonel Micro. He is unable to get any kills. Don't just, like, ram into his base with no support. What is this? I've never seen this before. This is one of the dumbest... I mean... And when I say dumb, I mean it as a compliment. This is one of the dumbest, most ridiculous things I've ever seen. And now John Slow's gonna be like, what does he have? Oh my god, I'm terrified. He must have an army. And now he's making a siege workshop, despite the fact he has a siege workshop, but he forgot he has a siege workshop because this game's been so crazy. So, you know what? Nothing wrong with 2 siege workshops. That's what Monos did to me earlier, right next to my castle. So that seems to be like a really good idea. Meanwhile, John Slow's got villagers moving forward, so he might make a castle. But here come the skirms now. And the skirms could actually do some really good damage. Siege Workshop number 2 is making a mangonel. Now John Slow freaking out, trying to stonewall. But he doesn't have the stone to stonewall more than a tile or 2. Because here he goes, dropping a castle between these 2 TCs. John Slow has one and only one town center. He could lose it right here. What is this? Monos is diving underneath the town center, which is really ballsy. Like, with skirmishers, it is extremely risky. And, you know, he is probably going to end up losing his Rams here. And meanwhile, the castle goes up for John Slow. 54 pop versus 60-some pop. And now there's just skirms here. And Monos now has to go up against... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Here it comes. Here it comes. Here. Okay, I was expecting a little bit earlier, but the skirmishers are just attacking the villagers, and this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. And Monos is now pretty much out of a base. He's abandoning his whole base, his whole arena. And he's gonna try and boom over here, and he still has the population lead somehow. And then oh my god, this is genuinely insane. And he's like, nope, wall it up, boys. We can't let any more skirms in here. Wall it up. Let's look at that APM graph again we talked about earlier. Whoa, man. Whoa, it's actually not too bad. To be fair, I don't know too much about Monos and his speed. But I can tell you that the idle TC time is just crazy for both of them. Like, they're either not creating vills or they don't have the food to create vills. The reason that Monos has such a high idle TC time is because he's had so many TCs. And he's had so few farms. Ooh, we could see a really big shot here. So, he's repairing the siege workshop so we can get one and done shot off here. Let's see. And if he could get two... Oh, the timing there's really good. He does miss, unfortunately. Good micro from John Slow. Okay, never mind. This should just get taken out. Good attack rounds, but it should still get taken out. Fires a shot. Okay, yep. Tricky, 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 tricky. So, guys, John Slow has dropped 2 castles. And he's going to continue to drop castles because he continues to take stone. And he actually has more stone now because he's taking stone in the enemy's base. So, I mean, the castles you would normally expect to be dropped in a normal game, you might as well double that in your mind. As we have another TC over here for Red. And he's just like, he can never kill me if I keep expanding because I can make more TCs. TCs are not as expensive as castles. John Slow doesn't have the farm upgrade. He doesn't have wheelbarrow. He's rolling the defensive mangonels forward. At this point, he has 3 siege workshops on the map. I don't know where Monos is going here. I'd really like to see Monos get the crossbow upgrade, but again, that costs food. And he is at least keeping his TCs working a little bit now. I say that, and now he's saving up for crossbow, so I picked the wrong time. But what in the world is this? This is crazy. So, you know what I think is needed here for John Slow? I think he just needs a little bit more commitment. Like, the thing is that's a pretty good shot there. He needs to get bloodlines. He already, you know, he should be able to do that. He needs to get more siege in there. Monos is so bold and confident. Oh my goodness. And a big mistake for Monos. Should never have gone in that deep. I like how John Slow has the monks so we can heal up his conquistadors. Like, this is an army that should never be stopped. Now, what you could do is you could maybe find a stone like here and take it. Probably the only stone that Monos could take. Oh, no, he's on stone here. Okay. And what you can do is drop your own castle before he drops another castle on you. And it is 60 villagers versus 44 because John Slow just doesn't want to boom. He's putting all of his res into the attack. And as I said in the Dark Age, he doesn't really have... He's not the type of player to be able to manage a lot of aggression and also a lot of economy. Yeah, this is 2K elo. So this is like... I think 2K puts you in the top 300, maybe top 350. It's just that if John Slow plays any other maps, then his elo tends to be a little bit different. To be fair, though, he doesn't always get arena, which is his favorite. So maybe his elo is very accurate, as he's going to drop another castle here. This is castle number 3, and I don't think Monos can stop this. Monos is completely out of his base. He doesn't have a home anymore, and every time he moves, he gets evicted again. This is insane. Big shot there. He's able to take out some siege. That's huge, but now the crossbows and skirms are in harm's way. And they're able to get out of here, thankfully. I think Mono's made the best of the situation here. And now we have another TC being abandoned. This is what, TC number 5 that's had to be abandoned? Oh, God. Oh, technically castle number 4. Correct. Sorry, I forgot about the first castle. How could I? So again, what you need is you need guard tower or your own castle to stop this, or you just hope for really good micro. And this has been an incredible game. And the micro from Monos is so bold. I think he's had mild success with it. This is a sick moment for him. It's going to change his success from mild to great, man. Oh my goodness. How is this working for him? Look at that. He stays in the minimum range of the mangonel. And then when the Kongs show up, he shoots them. Okay, that hurts, but that was actually really good. As it's now 70 villagers versus 46. And John Slow... Where are the villagers at? They're making a town center! He's booming in the opponent's base! And meanwhile, we have more TCs for monos, who refused to use the stone for a castle and just said, I need more of these TCs because I keep losing TCs. I guess that makes sense. He does not have... Guys, I feel like people don't realize what's happening right now. So in case you're out there and it doesn't dawn on you as ridiculous, I'm going to repeat myself. Lost his entire base, and he only has TCs around the ring that's in the middle. This is neutral ground. He just continues to populate neutral ground. The conks come over here, and John Slow, he probably sees the score right now. I mean, he knows how much damage he's done. He's probably feeling really good. That said, you don't want to lose a monk here. You don't want to be too greedy getting the relics, John Slow. And you definitely don't want to lose your conks. And you definitely want more on stone, I'd say. And you probably want more siege. There's a lot of things you want. You can't have it all in life. Here come the conks. I'd like to see some houses here for monos to try and block these conks in. I mean, the villager will die. Actually, that's really smart. Anything to try and trap these conks in, and then maybe you can kill them. And if you kill them... He's blocking it with the town center! What? He's blocking the opponent with the town center foundation. And now it goes... Did he lose the res or did he delete that? Don't tell me he just lost an entire town center. I mean, okay, I take it back. He's lost a lot of town centers, so I guess he's used to it at this point, but that's kind of bad. What? And all the conks went down, guys. Monos can win this game. All the conks went down. TC number bajillion just went down for monos, but he doesn't care. That's his life at this point. And again, I have to stress, not getting bloodlines. Bloodlines gives you 75 HP for these conks. You need to get bloodlines here. It's such a basic upgrade. Jonso's been playing this game forever. But guys, we are actually getting to a point where we have to start thinking about gold long-term and stone long-term for monos. Because he doesn't have a lot of relic control, and he's only got the gold here. And John Slow is building TCs in his base right now. So John Slow is going to have all the gold and stone. It's just a lot of food and wood for monos. And again, this guy continues to play with fire, and he does get burnt there. But he's hoping for value, and John Slow will know that. So John Slow goes in here to take out the siege. And that's what conks can... Hello? What? That's what conks can do. Conks will end up going down, but I think now John Slow is switching more into his boom, and big shot. This is a ridiculous game. Hello, Marcelo. Nice to see you. And since we're doing games of the week, since this stuff will probably in the future be up on a YouTube video, I'm just talking to chat a little bit less. Focusing more on the games is kind of going to be, of all the changes that will be made to my channel, obviously a platform switch comes into play, but just focusing a little bit more on the games is going to be something that I wanted to do regardless. And, I mean, can you blame me? This is so good. Oh, it's a twofer. That's unfortunate for John Slow. But, I mean, he doesn't even need conks at this point, truthfully. Just mangonels will do. I would like to see... Oh, and it's happening. I'd like to see him go after John Slow's base again. Oh, I'm so sorry. I have a weird... Hold on, let me fix this real quick. Still getting used to... my new setup, which I'm going to make a video on in a month, just to show you how things work here. Occasionally, the mouse wants to go to the other PC. You know, this is an awful time to remember I haven't been recording this, which is going to make my poor editor's life more difficult later on, as we're trying to get used to things. But what a ridiculous game this is. John Slow wants to build the TC here, and I don't think it's dawned on him just how much monos has expanded here. Because if you look at the score, and you just think about how this game has progressed, you've got to be thinking that, like, this is... It feels as though this is unlosable if you're in John Slow's position. This TC is being repaired, but that will melt very quickly against that much siege. And now we've got some knights! Okay, but the knights will be protected by the conks. This TC will actually go up? And he doesn't see it? Are you kidding me? He doesn't see it. So, okay, TC's up. Okay, TC sees the siege workshop at least. 100 pop versus 140 pop. There's so much siege. There's 10 mangonels on the field right now for John Slow. It's ridiculous. And surely he's going to get some big kills with these. Like, you would think that he would smash, but... If he doesn't, he needs to be careful with his conch numbers, because if he doesn't have conchs, the siege will definitely die to the knights and light cav. And here come the rams. And that TC is going to go down as quickly as it went up. And that's going to give John Slow a different area to focus on. But now Manos is going to lose all these vills. Absolute massacre. Oh god, he just damaged his own conchs. That monk's going to go down. Okay. Manos is soon out of gold. He is almost out of this gold. That's the only gold he has. He can't take the gold at John Slow's base. He can't take the gold at his own base. Siege Workshop goes down. Monastery goes down. Manos somehow has 3 relics, so I guess that's some gold income for you. And Imperial Age is just never going to happen. That's what it feels like, because they're spending so many resources. And Manos is fielding a pretty large force here. He's going to have attack and armor for his knights and light cav. He has a lot of skirms. But still, Conch Mangonel should wreck everything. You know what I really like here, though, is I like the houses. It seems dumb, but building a bunch of buildings to just slow down the opponent if they want to move over to you is a really wise move. Okay, John Slow. Oh, no. 1, 2, 3, 4. Definitely 5. Definitely 6. Definitely 7. Definitely 8. Definitely 9. Definitely 10. Every single Mangonel goes down, and Manos somehow, without a base, is pushing this back. What? Oh my goodness. And just the determination to stay alive in this is insane. And John Slow maybe realizing that he should have been more assertive. I don't know how you can be more assertive when you take out 6 DCs, but maybe could have had bloodlines. Maybe could have made different units than that. But oh my goodness. Meanwhile, we've got a castle here for John Slow. And this guy's going low elo legend castle defense here. You've got siege behind walls. You never see that at a high level. But the thing is, this is still very winnable for either player, in my opinion. I think the position... Well, I'm trying to think about whose position is stronger. There's 3 castles in what should be Manos' base. Surely John Slow's position is stronger. But it feels like with this eco, because Manos is using his APM, and we should actually look at that now. Yeah, you can see the consistent APM with the eco has been a little higher. I missed a shot there, my bad. But I just feel like maybe Manos can go Imp. And if Manos goes Imperial, he could drop a castle. And with a castle, he could always make Trebs. And then you have to decide on if you take John Slow's base or if you take your own base back. Okay, I feel like if this game was in any way realistic or historical, there would be some sense of pride for your homeland, correct? Like, I'm awful with history. Maybe that's not true or accurate at all. But let's just say if I were the captain, look at me. I'm the captain now. If I were the captain, I would say, we don't care about their awful, awful base. We want our own base back. They took our land. I guess there's that element of we have to make them pay. So maybe, you know, you want to ransack their town as well, but not sure if I'd be happy if people were just taking my gold and farming where I want to farm. Here's a neutral gold being taken. Manos really needs this. And John Slow wants to drop a castle here, but that is quite a few skirmishers. Okay, here you've got a knight. Knight gets a kill there, but also gets converted. And this is insane. Because we have a castle here for John Slow, and he's going for his own knights. Well, he will eventually. I feel like he's caught in 2 minds. He wants to go all-in knights, but he also wants to go imp. So he's uncertain. And the clock is ticking right now. Because if he's able to get all-in knights, knights are really good against skirms. It's just, will the timing be right? Ooh. I need to go back, and we need to count how many TCs Manos made. This is insane. Someone in the comments on Facebook or YouTube will do it. But another TC. And the fact that you just TC underneath another castle is nuts. I feel like castle drops will never phase red again. It's like, how could they? How could they ever phase you after this game? It's just another day in the life at this point. And okay, we've got the Treb now on the way. Someone told me 12. Okay, 12 town centers. I believe that. And then where are the knights at? There's not really that many. Plus, Bracer and Chemistry is really going to help the skirms. And again, it's just skirms. He's not making any crossbow. Okay, he's making a few now. He's getting Arbalest. Okay, John Slow, probably expecting the Rams. Yep, he sees he's probably going to lose this castle. He's now is bringing the Mangonels over here to take out, or sorry, defend this castle. But Monos is at 200 pop somehow, and John Slow is at 170. He's all up in Monos' business. This is Monos' base. 3 castles there. Somehow Monos didn't resign. Somehow Monos stayed alive. And this is where it begins, ladies and gentlemen. We got Knights. We got Conks. We've got Siege. This is insanity. You've got Castle being trebbed down. And this Skirm army is extremely vulnerable right now. The Arbs are going to get taken out. Oh, what a big shot there. Are you kidding me? Monos gets 1 for 3. And that might be the deciding moment of the game. We'll see, though. The Knights are not fighting just yet. They'll surround all the skirms. They'll kill most of them. The castle does fall for John Slow, just barely. Like, just in the final moments it falls. But the TC could also fall. And the skirmishers are going down. And it's 160 pop for both. John Slow is on the way to Imp. And he's getting Wheelbarrow. Interesting eco upgrade to see at 126 villagers. It is going to help John Slow's economy massively. Plus, John Slow has access to gold because he has 2 bases. Monos, he's kind of like the Huns. He's a nomad out here. He doesn't really have a base. Wow, the Knights paid off so well there. And I think like, the most important thing that happened there was just keeping Monos off this gold. Because if Monos is off gold, he can really only make skirms and light cav, and that's not going to fare well if this game goes to Imp for both players. Oh my goodness. Tell me John Slow sees this. I don't know about sending the Rams this way. I really don't. But there's a hole there. And if Monos were to send Light Cav in there, that would be really distracting for John Slow. 155 population for both. And guys, this is an incredible game. Maybe we'll call this the second best game of 2021. This is crazy. I really did appreciate some of the comments on YouTube about the best game of 2021. Because people were like, I didn't think you were going to be honest, T90. I didn't know if it was going to be true, but I gave it a shot. I was worried that people didn't think it would be. I thought it was a sick game myself, but yeah, this is just not working out. This is a mistake. Horse collar. Horse collar. Why would you... These eco upgrades are just a sign, if you didn't already know, that John Slow was so focused on the fights. But he is fixing some of these problems, right? Now his farms are going to have more food on them. That's why getting Horse Collar is important. It's just a feudal age upgrade, so you could have got that a while ago. And I honestly feel like if you were to just go Hussar, it would be fairly good. Now the Arbs are tough to deal with. But he's got a base here, and he's got a base here. So Monos needs to push one of those areas now. And somehow it's like full pop game. After everything that's transpired. Also, how on earth did Monos get all the relics? And how important has that been? Let's actually look at that. Because he's not mining... Well, he is mining gold again. Relic gold. 2,000 relic gold. That makes a difference. That's why you want to get those relics. Also, as this is my second stream on this platform, I just think it's so cool how many people showed up today. And especially yesterday when it was... Or Wednesday. Yeah, it was yesterday. When it was planned and promoted a little bit more. Just pumped about seeing the game for the first time in a long time. And people asking where to buy the game and everything like that. It's been really cool. Villagers going down to the light cav. And John Slow could lose a town center. John Slow could lose villagers. Meanwhile, here come his units. They're going to try and stop this town center. And they're going to try and save his main eco. What? Oh, God, this is an awful fight. You just... What are you... Hello? Is his gate locked? I don't know what just happened there, but I think John Slow is throwing. It's not John Slow, it's John Throw. He's beneath a castle. He's between a bunch of Arbs. I mean, he is very distracted right now. I think this is the most hectic game of 2021. Like, if I were to think of another word to define it, it would be hectic. And John Slow is completely thrashed. He's lost villagers everywhere. He doesn't have any control of his own base anymore. He doesn't have the economy to be able to push the middle. It's 70 military versus 20. The Treb has now gone down. All the desperation is done. And John Slow is pretty much left with nothing. Nothing but having the opponent's base and having 3 castles there. Something tells me in this type of a game, though, he's not going to stop trying. And so here he comes with a raid. Manos has all of his military elsewhere. So Manos is going to have to bring some back. Good little raid here. And the Trebs are just going to come in. And, you know, I think it would even make sense to bring in Rams. Just take out the houses. 21 times 5 is how much population space those houses bring you. But yeah, definitely take out the villas. Definitely take out the town centers. John Slow. I said it before. His probably his biggest weakness is being able to expand eco under pressure. What he should be doing right now is he should be expanding his eco in the north. So we'll see if he's able to do that. He's still got space and resources there. And he is actually getting decent raids in right now. They're getting some raids in here. What? John Slow has the Vil lead? What? He is the Vil... What? How? Okay, these villagers are just... He's like, that was awful. Yeah, I know. What do we do now? I don't know. We'll just stand here. They're just talking about life right now. They're all injured. There's not a monk around to heal them. The Cavalier coming home to take out the Trebs. John Slow is repairing. He doesn't have wood to repair his town center to keep it up. But the villager takes one for the team. Did you see that? The villager just took one for the team. And so the town centers will stay up. And now all this army needs to be backed up by siege for Manos. So he needs to bring in siege to push the castles. And so he's probably going to circle back to his own base. But it's 102 military versus 13. Like, how do you kill 100 military? I just don't think you do. Not this military. It's a very diverse military. If you're going to go horsies, if you're going to go cavalier or light cav, you're really going to struggle against arbalest and pikemen. And there's a lot of that. So I think what you would need is the great equalizer, siege. Onager. Onager could maybe do it. Or if you just continuously raid Manos, maybe you have a chance. I mean, Manos' base is so random, he might even forget half his military at this point. He does have castles to make siege. It's just, he doesn't have pop space to make siege. This is nuts. Now, I think Manos has given John Slow a little bit of time to think about this. I was expecting a large rush from Manos, but it hasn't happened. He's starting to make more buildings. Maybe he feels like he's got the game won. But it's given time for John Slow to use all that gold to pressure the castle. And he can't make trebs because he doesn't have pop space. He has so much military, he can't make siege. And he can't push with his military because he needs siege. That's insane. And this game takes another crazy turn. What? Oh my god. Okay. Well, here come the pikemen. They don't have full imp upgrades, but that's still a large number of pikemen. The castle fire is going to help. Cavalier fairly strong against just pikes, so it, okay, ends up being fairly good for John Slow. And John Slow will take out that castle. Now, what would be really crazy is if John Slow somehow takes this castle out, because that's the final castle for Manos. And we're going to see skirmishers now for John Slow. And if he's able to make skirms, skirms is good against all the army I said was difficult to face up against earlier. Pikemen are taken care of. Arbalest is taken care of. What is this, man? What is this game? Rams are going to come in. Rams are hopefully going to take out the Trebs, I guess. That's got to be the thought process here. It could be very possible. I think John Slow should pack it up. But he's probably going to his university or some other building to click some upgrades. Oh, no. John Throw, who's completely out of gold despite having all the opponent's gold and his own gold, loses the Trebs. You can't do that, my friend. And now we have the Rams on the castle. So it is finally coming to pass that we've got siege taking out buildings, and that is going to be what backs up Manos' push. That was awful, man. He had the Cavalier around. Maybe there was an opportunity. My guess is he was trying to expand his eco. Guys. Not that I have room to talk. And I understand the game is crazy, but can we appreciate this farm for a second? He's trying to place farms, but it's within the opponent's base. So he placed a farm here, which would mean the farmer would farm and walk the whole way around the wall. That is hilarious. That's a tough life. Well, the castle's gonna fall here, guys. Over here, you've got the pressure. We have a castle there? Okay, I don't know if my emotions can take this game swinging again. So at this point, for my emotions, I hope that Manos just finishes this off once and for all, because I cannot fathom how this game could possibly swing again. There's a lot of skirms on the way. John Slow is finding it really, really tough to be able to farm in here, but he's trying to make more skirms. Here, he's making some skirms as well. He's had 185 pop. He has more villagers. Granted, a lot of them are idle. And again, like, the skirms from John Slow should kill everything that Manos is making except for the rams. The rams are the tricky thing. You need some cav to make the rams. There we go. He fixed the farms. Those are pretty, actually. This is insane. It's going to swing again, isn't it? John Slow's going to hold on here. I would love to see Manos get this relic. At this point, both players running low on gold and stone and all those resources. Relics would be really important. Spanish are really good in late game scenarios because they get full upgrades on all their trash. So they get good skirms and they get good hussars and good halbs. Vikings, on the other hand, they don't get halb, even though their pikemen do have extra HP, so that's nice. And they do not get good upgrades on their light cav. And also, you've got this happening now. So that'll be 5 relics for Manos. Siege Ram is a big, big one here. You basically want to use all your gold on Siege Ram if you're Manos. And probably the rest skirms and pikes. And you just try and keep your group of arbalests alive. John Slow hoping to stop that. And as you can see, he backs up with the arbs. Because Siege Rams, they soak up so many shots. And they take out buildings so quickly. I think one thing, though, that Manos really needs to keep an eye on, though, is this area. Like, he's almost torn on where he goes because he's got 2 options. But I think he needs to fully commit to one side. It seems like that commitment is coming here. 90 military versus 30. John Slow still losing, well, not his base. He's losing ground that he shouldn't have gained in the first place, let's put it that way. I love this. I just love how random and messy it is. Reminds me of the old games. I love games that don't have structure. I love games that make you, like, when you finish playing, you're just dripping with sweat. Because you're just so much work. Gotta love how this university's been taking shots from the skirmishers here. Like, he probably patrolled it forward. That army's probably been patrolled forward, but they're just attacking the university. Here come the Rams. Choo, choo, choo. He doesn't have stables anymore to be able to take care of the Rams, but he has supremacy. And Spanish villagers with supremacy are very strong. So he could use the villagers, and I was wondering what he was going to do with supremacy. Use the villagers to keep this up and take out the Rams. If he can repair and attack the Rams at the same time, which takes a lot of clicks, I know, I could see this possibly working. Castle's going to stay up. The skirmishers will just be firing on the skirmishers and the arbs. Still really good army numbers for Manos. Over here, you've got skirmishers attacking a siege workshop. I thought it'd be more exciting than that. Here come the villagers. The villagers are going after the Rams, and they're taking out the Rams. Not a bonus you see too frequently from the Spanish. But in the back of my mind, I'm just thinking about the momentum of the game. John Slow's just responding and reacting, and John Slow doesn't have any relics. 0 relics. 150 pop for John Slow. The KD is really showing how it's going. He's trying to group up his units, and as he does, they're getting shot by the skirms and the arbs. Treb's still firing there for Manos. Manos still has a castle here. And John Slow, after dropping castle after castle, it feels like he's on his last legs here. The amount of villagers that are fighting kind of show you how bad his eco is as well. He's completely out of stone to repair the castle. What an unbelievable game. And the word unbelievable is used a lot on this channel, but truly an unbelievable game. How did Manos win this? the average player would have GG'd at the very start. You know, no one would have tried this hard except for him. And the GG is called sick, man. Sick game. Well, how do I find words to describe that? I mean, when the game started, John Slow had a base. And then Monos had a base. And then Monos lost his base. So there was no more base. And Monos won. Anyways, Monos didn't have access to his main gold the entire game. The entire game didn't have access to his main gold, but was able to take the neutral resources, was able to get the relics, and somehow get the win. I think the deciding moment of the game, well, first off, there's definitely such a thing as relocating your eco faster than someone can kill your eco, and that was the key here. Every time one TC would go down, Monos would boop pop up with 2 more. It's like, I'm trying to think of a real life comparison. It's like, I don't know. I can't think of a real world comparison because this should not exist in any reality or any universe ever. Okay, it shouldn't be possible, and he somehow made it happen. And I think the issue for John Slow was losing the 10 mangonels. He would have continued to wipe Monos, but he lost his 10 mangonels. I think because the reason he lost it is just because of how slow things were. I think he could have been progressing a little bit faster, maybe switching to the knights a little sooner, things of that nature. My actual thought in terms of a real world comparison was then like when like law enforcement tries to shut down criminal activities, or they try and like get scammers or something. Like, oh, we got them, boys. And then like 5 new ones pop up on the internet. I don't know. I'm not too privy to that stuff. But 541 kills for John Slow. Me getting rid of squirrels in my garage? Maybe. 423 deaths, excuse me. Economically, though, Mono said, I can still do this. Way more wood, way more food. Had the golds. John Slow had all the stone. And, of course, he made the castles. But, my God. I think we saw the APM difference there, especially near the end. I think Monos needed to be faster to be able to win this game. It might not look quite as damning, but you can see the consistent speed difference, and Monos just kept relocating and relocating as John Slow's push was a little slower than it needed to be. But that was a doozy. So if you watch this wherever, obviously we have some people here on the stream right now, but if you haven't been watching that on YouTube, also watching that in the Facebook videos, I'd like to hear your thoughts on if you want to see more like that. I say it all the time. I don't necessarily like to play Arena, but Arena produces some special games that would not be possible on other maps. It just wouldn't happen. The counterattacks would have been easier. The forward castle would have never came up. I mean, we had a freaking siege tower in this game, and it still ended up working.